YouTube, and welcome back to Womansplaining Men to Women. Today we're going to be watching Compilation 24 to 33. So I hope you enjoy, and let me know what else you want me to react to in the comments down below.
Alright, so now that I'm starting to get pretty deep into the Womansplaining Men series, I'm starting to get the big ones, like, why do they always ask us to smile?
Confession time. I hate it when people tell me to smile.
Womansplaining Men to Women, episode 24. Ladies, I do not know why you keep doing this, but men are like 50 times more unwilling to do a chore if it is assigned through a passive-aggressive tone. And that's on principle. He does not want to reward that behavior.
Wait, does anyone want a passive-aggressive tone? I don't think there's anyone in the universe that would do that.
He wants the respect of being communicated to directly as equals. And I know what some of you are thinking. Some of you are thinking, I shouldn't have to worry about asking him nicely because I shouldn't have to worry about asking him. Look, I get it. I know that you believe that.
Telepathy doesn't exist.
Someone who's been married for half a decade, yes, you do. You will always have different priorities. He will never know fully what you want. You will forever have to ask for things and advocate for yourself, or they will not be done.
That applies to both genders and anything. Even in your day-to-day life. Like, for example, you're not gonna get a raise just because you deserve one. Freaking go ask for it and fight for it. And be like, hey, look at all my accomplishments. I want a raise. Communication is definitely key, but like, you got that tone from your previous employer. Like, not even when it comes to like managing people. Like, I was a manager. I had to manage my entire team. Being snarky with people isn't gonna get you anywhere. Like, actually being nice or like telling people what you want in a respectful manner goes a way longer way than being condescending.
And you have to do it without being a jerk, or they will definitely not be done. Alright, so now that I'm starting to get pretty deep into the Womansplaining Men series, I'm starting to get the big ones, like, why do they always ask us to smile? And yeah, I got you. Shortest answer is because most of us are dumb. I know I'm not a guy, but like in general, collectively, we're all pretty dumb. And for men, their most base level thought when they see a beautiful woman with the weight of the world on her shoulders is he just wants to see her happy. And unfortunately, a lot of guys just don't really have great game, so they'll just cut right to the chase and be like, smile, please!
When you put it like that, when you put it like that, I can't even be mad at the people that come into my chat and be like, Pause, you should be smiling. I'm like, oh. He just doesn't know how to express himself. Got it. Bro!
It's not a good move, but that's why they're doing it. But don't worry, there are still plenty of men who are much better at that craft. And if you meet one of these men and you happen to like him, my best advice to you is to let him take some of that weight off your shoulders. I mean, after all, you can't really blame these guys too much for wanting to see that beautiful smile.
No, you cannot.
Guys, just don't ask girls to smile. They don't like it. Womansplaining Men to Women, episode 27. Ladies, when you give your man the cold shoulder instead of talking to him about whatever the issue was, you're just teaching him how to live his life without you. You might think he's suffering, but he's really just course correcting. And once a man changes course, he's gone. Womansplaining Men.
That is the realest shit I've heard in a while. That is so true. Damn.
Women, episode 28. Stop using breaking up as a threat.
Honestly, anyone who does that deserves to be broken up. I stand by what I say. I don't care. If you're threatening to break up, I'm like, okay, bye. That doesn't work. The emotional blackmail, nah, out of my life.
If what you are saying out loud is, I'm breaking up with you, but what you mean in your head is, I want to be with you, but I want you to fight for me, stop being surprised when they don't fight for you. Men are very literal. When you say you're fine, you're fine. And when you say you're broken up, you're single now. Whenever people use maybe we should just break up as a motivator to elicit some certain behavior, it always reminds me of Daffy's last trick from Looney Tunes.
Oh
in this episode, Daffy is so desperate to beat Bugs Bunny as being the best magician that he eventually prepares the audience for a trick that can only be performed once. At which point he swallows a bunch of gasoline and gunpowder, swallows a match, and explodes for a final trick.
Our cartoons, ladies and gentlemen, I remember that!
That's exactly what you're doing when you use breaking up as an empty threat. You're trying to create this elaborate trick that's going to get this reaction that you want, but really you're just blowing everything up.
Yeah.
There are no more tricks to try after that.
And you also can't take it back because it's always going to be something like the relationship is so easily removed, so meaningless that you threaten to just break up and like end it all like it's nothing. It's such a bad thing. It's such a bad feeling to even do that to someone.
So if what you really want is for him to put in more effort, for him to fight for you, instead of going straight to, I'm breaking up with you, try, I need you to fix this with me. If he knows you still want him, if he knows there's still something to fix, he can work with that. But don't let your man think he's single if you don't want him to act single. Womansplaining Men to Women, episode 29, and fair warning, we might be making some people angry today. Because this one goes out to the I shouldn't have to ask, he should just know crowd. This one goes out to all the ladies who have left comments on my videos like, doesn't he have eyes? He does, and they are different eyes than yours. And the brain connected to it is wired totally different from yours too, so you two will be looking at the same space and see two totally different things. When you come home from work and walk into the living room, you may see every speck of lint on the floor, the balled up sock underneath the couch leg, and the can of Sprite behind the TV. But when he comes home from work and walks into the living room, he may dial in immediately to noticing that you turned up the thermostat 1 degree. We all have different priorities.
Why is that one so true, man? Whenever my mom would come home, she would turn up the heat. Whenever my dad would come home, he would turn it down. As their child, I would notice that immediately, man. That is the truest comment ever. I've never understood, though, the people that expect you to read their mind, because this is something I tell people all the time. What's obvious to you isn't obvious to everyone else. Your life experience, the things that you learn, the things that you're taught, not everyone is taught that. It's like, take a minute to actually go out of your own skin and put yourself in someone else's situation. Be like, what if my dad or my mom never taught me how to do this? What then? I wouldn't know how to do it, right? So just assume someone doesn't know rather than ill intent from them. Like, Jesus.
Here's where I think ego befalls us all. Us women, we really resent having to explain or ask for things that we believe should be obvious. And so we really resent having to say things like, I need you to do this. But in reality, I need you are actually the magic words that are going to get him to understand the assignment. At the same time, men are conditioned not to address the chores that they've already done because when they do, women tend to take it as them bragging or being passive-aggressive.
Feels bad,
so what ends up happening a lot of times is men's effort actually becomes these silent chores that no one notices are being done because they just happen. And this happens to women too. This happens to everyone.
You know, that magic person that just does the laundry, you know, the magic goblin, or someone that takes the trash away, whisks it away overnight. Yeah, it really sucks when you get into that situation where, like, you're expected to do chores, never thanked for it. Like, thank, no matter the gender, just thank the other person for, like, being out, keep doing whatever they're doing, right? Like, if you have someone that's taking the trash away, just thank them. Be like, hey, you know, I notice it, I appreciate it.
Whoever does the chore silently becomes the chore doer. For example, I got so used to my husband feeding the animals every morning that recently when he went out of town, the next morning I was like, why are the cats meowing at me so loud? He feeds the animals so regularly that I forgot they eat. This is all to say that you have to talk, you have to ask about chores because there are probably a lot of undiscovered efforts on their end too. You shouldn't have to ask for everything, but asking will always be a part of a healthy relationship.
Communication, very important.
Never be mind readers.
No one is a mind reader, man.
Oh, that's cute. Oh yeah, she's gonna show him. So he either forgot or deliberately chose not to wear his wedding ring, and so she defiantly takes off her own, apparently deciding that their whole marriage is over. And she does film his reaction, which I'll get to in a minute. What? But before we get to that, let's...
The fact that you film the reaction and post it online for social media. What is wrong with people nowadays? Like, ew, that's just disgusting. Like, ew. Man, if someone was like such tied to the internet, content creation is my fucking job, and I would not do that. Like, bro, you don't bring people to make them like put them on a platform for everyone to comment on. Why would you do that to your relationship? Why?
Address a couple things. First of all, there are a lot of things that you should not ever wear a ring for. Did you know that there is a thing called a ring avulsion, which is where something gets caught in the ring, and if there's enough pressure, it can completely tear off your finger, at least cause major damage.
I did not know that.
This is why machinists do not wear rings. I personally never wear my rings when I'm training jujitsu. Sometimes I just forget to put them on. Canceled. Second, mine is a couple insecure ones. Guys do not care about the ring. If he's already loyal to you and he trusts you are loyal to him, then the jewelry is really irrelevant to that foundation for him. Men don't really dream about getting the perfect halo cut to match your manny. They don't even know what a halo cut is.
I don't know what a halo cut is either. Yeah. As I said, I don't care about the ring. If anything, I had a ring. My parents got me a ring when I was a kid. They got me like this nice golden ring to put on my finger, a golden necklace and golden earrings. It was a gift from my mom and my dad when we went to Turkey. You know what the first thing I did? I washed my hands with the ring. The ring fell into the sink, went down the drain, and my dad had to scoop it up. And that happened twice. And then I stopped wearing the ring. It's sitting happily in a jewelry box. I look at it. It's pretty. I don't wear it. That and also, I don't know, man. Like, long nails and everything. I can't type on my keyboard. I don't like it. And the ring and bracelets would get caught up in like my armrest and like I like no.
That's why men's rings are so simple. They're not out here doing BuzzFeed quizzes on which ring most suits them. The ring to men is a very arbitrary step that gets them from point A to point B, and their only hope is to not fuck it up. But pro tip, if you're the kind of woman who can make a man feel like you would say yes to a macaroni noodle around a pipe cleaner as long as he was the man behind it, then he'll make sure you get whatever damn ring you want. But moving on, who wants to see how the little tantrum worked out? Alright, so first of all, he doesn't even notice. She has to shove it in his face. And lo and behold, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. You know what he probably does care about? This. Are you kidding me?
What the heck?
Never in 10,000 years is my partner gonna touch me like that. So she's insisting in the comments that it was all just a joke. Hey guys, remember when Amber Heard said that shitting in her and Johnny Depp's marital bed was just a harmless prank? Could you imagine if it was a man making these videos?
Wait. What did she do in his bed? What? You know what? I'm happy not knowing.
And he literally laid hands on his wife because she forgot her ring at home. Clearly that marriage has more issues than just the ring, but look, if you are in any way basing the entire foundation of your marriage around something that could easily fall off your finger and go down the drain, well, that's where your marriage is heading soon too. Womansplaining.
Did you miss the whole Johnny Amber clown show? Yeah, why would I watch it? I have things to do. I don't have time for other people's dramas.
Men and Women, episode 31. If a man opens up to you about something that he's ashamed of or something that he's done wrong, do not weaponize it against him. That was not for you to add to your arsenal of things to use against him in arguments later. Because when you do that, you're showing him that his feelings are not safe with you. You're teaching him that being vulnerable is only going to hurt him down the line, and he's not going to be the same guy after that.
Amen to this one, man. This is something like a lot of people need to learn because it's ruining so many relationships and scarring so many good people. The amount of people are posting in the comment section saying like they can't open up, they don't trust people anymore, and that they were hurt and they don't want that anymore. It's too damn high. It is way too high.
Womansplaining Men and Women, episode 32. Has anyone else noticed that wives are almost defiantly resistant to thanking their husbands for household tasks?
Yep.
I see it all the time on this platform. Women are like, I'm not going to thank my husband for things that he is supposed to do. And look, I get it. I go into work every day, and when I do, there's not a parade in the street for me doing what these women love to call the bare minimum. My managers are under no obligation to thank me for doing my job, but when they do, I feel valued. Before I learned how to cook, my husband used to thank me for cooking when I simply made a pot of SpaghettiOs, and that made me feel valued. So you can have these opinions that you don't have to thank your partner, and you're right.
It's nice,
but
though.
if you're not thanking your partner, they do not feel valued, I promise you.
My husband changed our son's sheets. He doesn't understand why he needs to. Change them.
Huh? I had to go to the comments to figure out what was wrong.
So she redid the chore that the husband did because it wasn't done perfectly? What?
Apparently the sheets are upside down.
So?
That's the right way, so the kid can see the dinosaurs.
That's the right way. Bro, you can tell people have different coded brains right there, because I did not think that that's the right way because of the fact that he sees the dinos properly. I was like, wait a second, that's actually really smart, really good. But I just looked at the bed and I was like, they just look like bed sheets. Who cares how the dinos are?
Again, I say, huh? It gets worse. These women
honestly
believe that he did this on purpose as weaponized incompetence. This comment, liked by the creator, says, if y'all think she should be happy just because he changed them, y'all should look for new husbands. I ain't gonna have my standards on the floor. Well, considering that looked perfectly fine to me, I guess I have to get traded out. I am a bad spouse.
Wow, I have no words for that. Like, yeah. Imagine you have to do things perfectly, otherwise it's pointless.
Mommy, why doesn't Dad live with us anymore? Well, don't you remember the sheets, Jimmy? She even flipped the whole mattress around. I am deceased. I cannot stress this enough. Ladies, redoing chores takes value away from your own life. I want you to really think about this, because every time you are redoing a chore based on preference, not based on need, you are devaluing your precious time. Every time you do that, you are telling yourself and others that this menial, trivial, tiny household chore that no one's ever really going to notice or care about is more important than finishing a project, reading that book you love, or even cuddling the partner you made this freaking kid with. You're saying there is nothing that I value more than fixing this stupid mattress. Listen, ladies, I'm serious. No more refolding towels, no more flipping mattresses. Go live your life.
It's crazy to me that some people actually care about that. Like, honestly, it is absolutely crazy to me that some people would care about that. I don't understand what kind of person you have to be to be so, I don't know, petty? It feels petty. It feels like that type of situation where someone's trying to do something nice for you and you're like, nah, you shouldn't have bothered, and then you complain that they're not doing it. It just feels petty. Like, This was a really cool video, though. It has a lot of good advice, and it has a lot of good things that people should honestly check out and maybe check themselves out. Like, empathy goes a long way. But also, people are not mind readers. Just communicate. Empathy and communication. Two really, really important things that a lot of people are missing in relationships, especially nowadays when you have the internet. Like, I feel like this whole being 24/7 connected online and always being tied and glued to social media is really harmful for a lot of people. Like, I was talking the other day with a friend, and we agreed that people that were raised and born without the internet are actually doing a lot better and are healthier than the people that are just 24/7 connected to the internet. And I don't know, maybe we're biased. What do you think, YouTube? Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with this? Do you find it to be different in your case?